time on this
All right.
case.
Okay.
And that offer will also conclude today, Your Honor.
All right. Ms. Fagan, have you communicated that to your client in terms of is that to correctly summarize the plea agreement or the potential plea offer, I should say?
The only change was that he wasn't aware of the concurrent status for the second case. At this time, though, he still maintains a not guilty plea.
Sure.
Respectfully rejects the offer, and we announce ready for trial.
Okay, Mr. Mender, I'll tell you and I'll tell Mr. Beebe and Mr. Stevens the same thing, okay? At this point, you have the absolute right to plead not guilty, and that's what the law will presume, and the court will, of course, instruct that you have a presumption, and the presumptions and protections you enjoy as a criminal accused. You have to decide for yourselves what you want to do in this particular case, depending upon the results or the outcome of the trial. The only thing I would tell you, Mr. Mender, is the most, and I'm sure that Ms. Fagan, she is a very fine attorney. Seen her work. But trials, there's one thing about trials, it's uncertainty. You don't know what's going to happen. So you got to beat 4 counts. And if you don't beat them, what will happen is under this A and C recidivist statute, I have to, under the law, sentence you to the maximum sentence. And then whatever I sentence you to, you serve to the door. That's not anything I have any discretion over. It's not anything because I don't like you or because of what you're being charged with or whatever. Those have nothing to do with anything. That's what the state of Georgia, the legislature has mandated that I sentence you to. So one of the things a plea does is you know what you're getting. It caps your exposure. So, and what the state's telling you today is if you take the plea today, this is what you're going to get, and this is what I probably sentence you to. And you're done. You got to decide that for yourself. You can't be worried about any of these other folks that are attached to this indictment, because a plea is individual to that particular person for those particular reasons that he or she feels is of best interest to them, not anybody else. So if you want a couple minutes out to talk with Ms. Fagan about that, nobody will be the wiser. And certainly, but if you don't wish to do so, that's fine too. You'll get the fairest trial that the law demands and expects you to get. You will get that. I, as your trial judge, will make sure that that occurs. But one of the things I cannot do is I can't force the state at the end of trial to pull this recidivist notice. If you get convicted, they can maintain it, and you'll serve every day of it. And Ms. Fagan can ask them to pull it, and they can say no. I can't make them do that. So you've got a lot to think about. So I'll give you a few more minutes to ponder that, because that is, when they file a recidivist notice, they have basically, in poker terms, they've called. Like, what do you want to do? So I'll let you think about that, and you can let me know, and if not, then we'll see you next week for trial. Mr. Beebe, where are you?
Here, Your Honor. Judge, we're in a similar situation. We would reject the state's offer as provided on record, Your Honor. However, Mr. Beebe would ask the court if the court would hear a non-negotiated plea as to the indictment.
I would.
If that's the case, Judge, Mr. Beebe would then ask if he does not agree with Your Honor's sentence, would the court allow him to withdraw the plea and proceed to trial?
I need to think about that for just a second, okay?
Understood.
Just give me a minute, okay? But yes, that's more than fine.
Thank you.
Mr. Beebe, you got the same kind of same discussion I had with Mr. Mender applies to you, but let me just get back with you just a second, okay? Mr. Stevens, where are you?
Forgive me.
Okay, madam, are you still talking to your client?
Yes, Your Honor, I'm actually still exchanging text messages with the state. So
Okay, I'm gonna take
Thank
a
you.
couple of minutes out and let you all continue to chat. I'm gonna just take a recess, and I'll come back in just a minute, okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, you're very welcome. All right.